These are the 10 things that every highly skilled, highly paid copywriter does for every single piece of copy they write. Ever wonder how much of copywriting is actually, writing? The answer might surprise you. The truth is, crafting messaging is only a teeny tiny itty bitty part of actually copywriting. Because in order to be a successful copywriter, you first need to know how to do customer analysis and market research. You need to understand strategy and positioning. You must conceptualize a killer hook and craft an irresistible offer, and all of that needs to be done before a single word gets written. And this is why, mark my words, copywriters never charge per word, because writing words is only a tiny fraction of what they do. That 6-word headline could have taken hours or maybe even days and weeks to craft based on the steps I'm sharing in today's video. So, copywriters, if you want to level up your skills so that you can charge more for your work and get clients literally knocking on your door every single week, and business owners, if you want to know what to look for when hiring copywriters so that you can find the right person for your brand and business and get copy that actually converts, you'll want to pay close attention because this video is for you. This is my complete 10-step copywriting tutorial, and surprise, surprise, it is not all about writing. And because I know you guys love examples and actionable advice, in each and every step on this list, I'll give you a pro tip, example, or formula that you can use to really help understand each concept. Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex. If you're excited about this complete copywriting tutorial, let me know by giving me a thumbs up below. And if you're new to the crew, welcome. I put out a new copywriting and marketing tutorial every single week. So if you want more tactical and practical advice, go ahead and subscribe below, and don't forget to ring that bell to be notified when my next video goes live. Today, I'm going to reveal the 10 crazy important things you must do for any copy you write. These 10 steps are the marketing basics that copywriting is crafted around. So all of these steps apply no matter what you're writing, whether it be a sales page, emails, ads, or a landing page. Now, I want you to pay special attention to number 6 because it is arguably the hardest part of copywriting, yet the most important step to really getting your copy right. And I have a special gift for those of you who stick around to the end, so keep watching. All right, so let's dive in. Step 1 on my list, get to know your customer avatar. First things first, before you can sit down to actually write anything, you need to get crystal clear on who you're selling to and what their pains, desires, and fears are. Yes, I am talking about your customer avatar. You need to write your copy as if you're speaking to one specific person. And the more specific you can be in describing the real life emotions this person experiences, the better. So go out there and research your little booty off so you can fully understand everything about your customer avatar. Now, the best way to do this, hit up Reddit forums and Facebook groups, read Amazon reviews, and dig into research tools like Answer the Public. This is how you learn exactly what your ideal customer wants to know. So for example, I recently looked up dream recall on Reddit, and look at all these awesome threads that pop up. You can see the actual questions that people are asking about this topic. So say you're writing copy for a client that teaches people how to recall their dreams. Yes, it is a real thing. This forum would give you a great idea on how to speak directly to your customer avatar. Now, do not underestimate the power of this. Truly understanding your customer avatar will put you miles ahead of your competition. Now, if you need a little help with this, let me know in the comment section below, and I will send you a worksheet that will help you get really clear on this. All right, moving on to step number 2, uncover your USP. The USP, or unique selling proposition, is what makes your brand or product stand apart from the competition that's out there fighting for the same spot in your customers' hearts, minds, and wallets. So in other words, why should they choose you? Are you cheaper, better, faster, quicker, higher quality, or more sustainable? Your USP should be super short, clear, and concise. You should be able to effectively communicate who you are, what you do, and how you can help in just a few short sentences. So here's a great example from Masked Chocolate. Made the right way. We start with ethically sourced cacao from Tanzania's groundbreaking organization, Cocoa Kamili, paying farmers far beyond even fair trade premiums. Our chocolate is certified organic, kosher, and made from bean to bar in-house. Now, here's a pro tip. This is not a place to get fancy with language or use rhymes or cute and clever statements unless they work. Never sacrifice clarity for cuteness. Cute doesn't sell. So here's my super simple fill-in-the-blank formula for an effective USP statement. I help audience with problem achieve benefit through unique solution. So go ahead and give it a try. Step 3, empathize with their pain. Yep, it's a fact. We as humans are weird, complex little creatures that are innately hardwired to avoid pain at all costs before ever seeking pleasure. And this is why it is so important for you to not only identify your avatar's pain points, but to empathize with them in your copy. Now, of course, you don't want to do this in a sleazy, cringy, or douchebaggy kind of way. Your customer avatar should never feel attacked or shamed. What they should feel is seen, heard, and understood. So this is where you lean in with empathy and understanding. You need to let them know that you hear them because you have been there. So for example, on my sales page for the Copy Posse launch files, I talk about that dreaded copywriter catch-22, how you can't get hired without a portfolio, and you can't get a portfolio without getting hired. It's a common and relatable problem that I have seen time and time again in my decade-long journey in this world of copywriting. Empathizing with pain is not about putting salt in the wound. It's about identifying the discomfort, distress, or frustrations your audience has in a real and relatable way. All right, step number 4, offer a solution. Only after you've created trust and rapport in your copy through empathy do you pivot to the solution you have to help them overcome their problem. So whether it be a product or service, remember that your solution needs to be believable. Simply having a great offer is not enough to get a conversion. Your audience needs to believe it can actually help them. So here's another pro tip. Remember, your audience is always looking for a reason to not buy from you. It is human nature to be skeptical, so rather than using hype and hyperbole to try and convince them to buy your product, share stories, address their objections, and write copy in a conversational tone. Include as much evidence and demonstration as possible in your copy because it adds credibility and it allays your prospects' doubts. Like my friend Emily Lark does for her Back to Life Healthy Back System sales page here. She shares her own story with back pain and what led her to overcome it before she presents the offer. Step number 5, identify benefits, not only features. So you just presented what you're selling, and now you need to identify why someone would buy it. You should, of course, include the features of your product in your copy. That's anything your product has or is. But no one is going to buy your product based on the features alone, which is why it is super important to include those juicy bennies. The benefits are the big promise behind your offer. They should paint a clear picture of what your prospect's life could look like after purchasing your product. So here's an example from my own sales page for the Copy Posse launch files. As you can see, I have a few benefits at the top of my offer recap, and then the features are listed below. So think of it this way. Features speak to the logical reasoning of a person's buying decision, whereas the benefits speak to the emotional reasoning behind a person's buying decision. And you need to include both to make an irresistible offer. So this is where a lot of copywriters can get hung up, often mistaking features as benefits, and as a result, they don't include any real benefits on their sales page, which means they're missing a huge conversion opportunity. So that's why I created my feature to benefit converter cheat sheet to really help nail this concept. All right, now on to the most important part of copywriting. Step number 6, craft a killer hook. As marketers and copywriters, we are in the business of attention and retention. So the highest goal in any single marketing campaign is to capture and keep your audience's attention. How? With a killer hook, of course. A hook is an attention-grabbing idea, concept, or statement that piques the reader's or viewers' curiosity and makes them want to learn more. So arguably, conceptualizing hooks and crafting show-stopping headlines is something all great copywriters should master ASAP. It is the highest paid skill a copywriter can learn, in my opinion. So pro tip, scroll through content sites like BuzzFeed, Bored Panda, and Cosmopolitan for mad hook and headline inspiration, and then head on over to my Instagram to take part in my next edition of Make This Headline Even Hotter. The comment section on these posts is absolute fire, and it's a great way to start practicing your hooks and headlines. Step number 7, use user-generated content. So sometimes the best copywriting doesn't come from copywriters, but from customers. Social proof is an absolute game changer in marketing and makes our jobs as copywriters a whole lot easier. In fact, 72% of people say that positive testimonials and reviews increase their trust in a business. And a whopping 88% of people say that reviews directly influence their purchasing decisions, which is exactly why it is super important to feature testimonials in your copy. Now, in my opinion, the best kind of testimonials are the 100% candid, organic, and relatable user-generated posts, videos, and reviews that people leave online. It all comes down to the core fact that people trust other people, but we don't always trust the brand itself. Well, at least not at first. We all expect a brand to self-promote and talk about how amazing they are, but when we hear somebody else, a customer, talk about their experience, we are all ears and are way more likely to buy. So here are some examples of user-generated content from my 5-day Write and Ignite challenge.
This is a message to Alex Cottoni and the Copy Posse. Alex, thank you for making me feel so proud of my skill and my work ethic in everything that I do, because every time I complete a module, I feel like a rock star. Thank you.
This was all submitted organically through my Instagram and is the best social proof a business can get. Now here's a pro tip: encourage your customers to share their experiences on their social channel, and use a third-party review tool like boast.io to easily collect and display testimonials on your website in real time. Then use these reviews to identify common objections, benefits, and desires that you can use to improve your copy. All right, step number 8. Give them a reason to act now. So another funny little quirk about us humans is that if we can do something later and get the exact same result and benefit as doing it right now, we will wait. We are inherent procrastinators, so if you want someone to act now, you gotta give them a good reason to do it. Using scarcity in your marketing and copywriting is a really powerful motivator when done well. So scarcity refers to the idea of making products or services limited in some way and therefore harder to obtain. This can be done in the form of price scarcity, so a limited time discount; quantity scarcity, a limited amount left; premium scarcity, exclusive bonuses and gifts added for a limited time; or offer scarcity, the cart is closing. You likely see scarcity every single day, and a lot of the times it's that final push you need to purchase something that you've been on the fence about. Like when you find a great hotel online and they always let you know how many rooms are left, which creates serious FOMO, making you want to buy right away. But here's a pro tip. Just because scarcity can get your prospect to buy now instead of later, that doesn't mean it's okay to be hypey or misleading. That is a surefire way to lose the trust of your customers and completely tarnish the reputation of your business, so only include scarcity when it's legit. If scarcity doesn't apply in a particular marketing campaign, that is okay. You can still create a sense of urgency by sharing the benefits your customers will not want to wait for, because that is the other great thing about us humans, is that we want immediate gratification. So convince them why it's better to act fast and overcome any lingering objections and doubts by making the purchase process seem easy, safe, and risk-free. Step number 9, have a clear and concise call to action. You have heard me say it before, confusion is the biggest conversion killer of all time. So your call to action, or CTA, must pack a serious punch. It should only take one hot second for your prospects to know what you want them to do next. Your CTA is the second most important part of your copy after the headline. According to Unbounce, more than 90% of visitors who read your headline will also read your CTA copy. So your CTA should be clear and straight to the point, like book my free spot now, or click to get instant access, or click here to enroll now. Now, the most important rule of copywriting is to only have one clear and concise call to action. You should only be asking your prospect to do one thing, and that's to click, sign up, or buy, not to share, comment, watch, like, subscribe, sign up, and buy. Now, pro tip, make your CTA personal by using first person. Content Verb actually saw a 90% increase in click-through rate by using first person phrasing, like start my free trial now, as opposed to start your free trial now. All right, and step number 10 is to keep it simple. The final and most important thing to remember when writing anything is to keep it simple. In copywriting, less is more. You want every sentence to be strategic and necessary to the customer's buying journey. So as you're crafting your copy, be critical of any fluff or filler. Look for any unnecessary ideas, verbose sentences, or long lists of adjectives that just don't add any power or punch. Most people read at the 7th to 8th grade level, so you want to make sure your copy is simple and easy to read, yet effective. Remember that just because you understand everything you write doesn't mean your customer avatar will. So I like to use Hemingway Editor, which is at hemingwayapp.com, to double check the readability of my copy. You also want to go through and double, triple, and quadruple check your work for grammatical errors, run-on sentences, or large walls of text. And here's one last pro tip: make sure to read your copy out loud from your mobile phone. Remember, the majority of online readers are consuming content on their mobile devices, so you want to make sure your copy is easy to read on all platforms. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for sticking around. I have a special gift for you, my feature to benefit cheat sheet, which you can grab right here in just a few seconds. Comment below, give it a try, let me know how it goes. Until next week, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. All right, guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to check out the next one from me right here. And you can click right here to get a free gift. One of the biggest mistakes a copywriter can make is using the exact same hook and headline for every single audience. Think about it. The way you capture the attention of a random scroller by on Facebook is very different from how you'd capture the attention of your most loyal subscribers. So today, I'm talking about how to write headlines the right way based on the 5 levels of customer awareness.